IP Farms. Well, it's another beautiful day here. A little different setting. We're sitting on the front porch here at the house instead of at the farm. I'd work over at the daily a little bit today, so I didn't get to go. But I wanted to come on here and tell you guys up front that I messed up on the video format. Somehow the settings got off on the camera, at least I think that's what happened, but it put the margins on the edge of the picture again, which I can't stand. It drives my OCD nuts. Somehow or another there was a glitch in the audio on the intro yesterday, and then I lost a clip. So I'm not sure if it's the SD card going bad finally or if my camera's acting up. You know, I can go 10, 12 videos and not have one single trouble, and it seems like I've got a rash of several bad problems here. But anyway, enough babbling. Chewed quite a bit of cabbage on this one, so it's kind of a talking video, talking about some projects, some I wasn't really expecting to have to do right now. The clip I lost was talking about the hay rake, and really basically just the 2023 farm plan. I finally made a decision. We're just going to put it in motion. Some may agree, some may disagree, but it's just what's going to work best for me. So got kind of long-winded on that, but hopefully you'll stick around and enjoy it and hear me out on it. You know, as always, your thoughts and concerns and advice is always welcome down in the comments. So really appreciate everything, guys. So hope you enjoy this one. Well, here's the first of two. If you've been with me for any length of time, you know that I built this compressor in the shop. Bought the tank and the motor, or the compressor motor, at auction. I think I gave $15 or $20 for it. Bought the Predator 224 there on sale at Harbor Freight. Got all the fittings. We plumbed it in, got it in the back of the truck here for a mobile air unit. I got several videos on it I'll try to tag up here. When I put this unit in the truck and first built it and put air in it for the first time, it had a hole in the bottom of the tank. It's a very small pinhole. I drilled it out, tapped it, put another petcock in it, thought it might have just been a small weak spot. It seemed to hold. I've probably got, I don't know, 6 or 8 hours on it, maybe 10. Everything's been fine. You know, the compressor works great, builds air, motor one pull. The other day when I was pulling the tire and wheel off the 1086 with it, I got finished, and usually I drain the tank out. Well, when I cut the engine off before I could get up here and drain it out, I heard air leaking. I thought, well, I've got a fitting loose. Well, no, reached up under it. It's got a pinhole in the tank again. And basically what this is a bomb, if you will, right here when it builds up to 150, 160 pounds of pressure. If it was to blow a decent sized hole in the bottom, you know, it's going somewhere, up, through the bed, through the glass, somewhere. And if anybody's standing around close by, very catastrophic. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I had a feeling I would cross this bridge at some point later on down the road. I didn't know it was that bad right off. I kind of like the tank because this is an industrial compressor, so I know the tank wall is a little bit thicker. But evidently somebody didn't drain the tank like they were supposed to. So this presents a new problem. Here I am getting ready to go into hay season and wanted to have the air compressor going for, you know, blowing pieces of equipment off and stuff like that. And here we are. So let me tell you what I got up my sleeve. Okay, what my thoughts are here. I've already got everything mounted up on the top plate of this compressor, meaning the belt's on, you know, the holes are all drilled, everything's rigged up. I think my unloader valve, I'll probably have to lengthen my air throttle there and possibly make a new piece of copper pipe. But basically what I'm thinking about doing is just cutting this off the top of this tank here, sorry about the finger in the screen, and moving it over to the top of this toolbox right here. Probably put me a couple pieces of angle on the inside of that where it'll have a lip to bolt, and I can bolt straight down to here. Put the engine and compressor over here, and the way that would be, honestly, if you turn everything around, the motor's going to be this way, the exhaust is going to be blowing straight back. Then I can put my guard on the back like it's supposed to be, freeze up the bed there, and then I've got a tank that I was going to build the original compressor out of. I'll show you that in a minute. That'll go in here. Still 26 gallons, but it's a vertical tank. It started out vertical. I'll explain that in a minute. Then, instead of having to lay my torch tanks down, which I haven't even got to that yet, I can just put the air compressor tank over to one side, plumb it in from the motor, which it'll be probably this corner, so it won't be bad. Then just run my feed hose over to my reel over there, and then put my torch tanks in here and my torch reel. I never have got any of that mounted, so that's what I'm thinking right now. Aesthetically, that'll give me something over here where I've got something over there. I won't have the engine exhaust blowing at me when I'm in my front bin there, which that was an issue. I was going to put a stack on it, So I think that might work out. Let me take you down here and show you the tank. All right, guys, well, here's the tank that I've got. Like I said, this is what I was going to build the compressor out of for the service truck a long time ago before I ran into that one. This is just one that somebody took a vertical compressor tank and welded a top plate on it, welded them a little foot over there, and they were going to make a horizontal out of it. Probably a gas compressor, actually. But I believe that plate there will work out great. I can bump that up against the front of the bed, the service truck body. That's going to take up a whole lot less room. I can just plumb into the top right there, right beside of it. Like I said, we're putting the motor in the compressor. And then, of course, I've got my torch tanks over here. Then I can get the mounts for those and stand them up just like they're supposed to be and tie them down. And then put my reel in the middle, and that'll gain me a whole lot more room instead of that compressor taking up so much room at the front. And also, it will gain me not having to climb my big tail in and out of the truck to crank the compressor. I can do it from the side of the truck. So that's definitely an upcoming project. Well, there sits the trailer and the round baler beside of it. Didn't get to fix the trailer yet. Probably won't until sometime in the summer. And didn't get the gearbox fixed this winter for the big round baler. So doubtful you'll see any round bales come out of IP Farms this year. We're going to swing for the fences with the square ones and see what happens. So I've got to get that in the dry. I do have the gearbox down there, but you know, just running out of time. I mean, I got so many irons in the fire at one time and trying to get this you know, farming process started, if you will. You've all seen the lean-to tear down. That's not going to get put back this year. I'm just running out of time, money, and everything else. But I feel so much better now that that's not hanging there and chance of tearing the barn down. And my cousin got all the grading situated so the water's away from it. No water really gets on those beams at all. I'm really surprised. So we're just going to continue to roll with that for right now until probably fall again. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to go down here to the other two and talk about them a little bit. Well, here's the two main pieces. The hay bind's ready to go other than greasing. Doesn't need any work. A buddy of mine I went to high school with got a side panel. I need to see if he still got it, make it look a little bit better. The baler doesn't need anything other than greasing, servicing, like I said. I'm not sure if I showed this or not, but here's a basically a brand new extended chute, so there won't be any more having to let them go on the ground between the hitch on the hay wagon I have and this. We can get them up in there. Definitely going to put somebody on the 250 with this season so that I can handle the bales. Most of what I've got people lined up to buy already, they want to buy it out of the field, and that's fine with me. That is less I've got to deal with it. Don't have to store it, stack it, or do anything with it. But did not get the other hay wagon fixed, of course, so all I have is the one. Didn't get the gooseneck fixed, don't have it. I've got the car trailer, but I'm hoping that, like I said, most everything gets picked up out of the field. So go around here and detail a couple things about 2023. All right, well, we're back up here on the deck. Man, this sun sure is nice. I am loving it. Goodness, I'm ready for spring. Gonna try to go over a few things. Probably gonna get a little long-winded here. The whys and the whats of what 2023 is to bring. Number one, my cup always runneth over. I put way too many irons in the fire at any given time. We've talked about that several times over the course of the reclaim and the channel itself. I got high hopes and low motivation at sometimes. I work as hard as I possibly can by myself 80% of the time doing what I can do. My buddy helps me a lot on the weekends. My dad helps me a lot with what he can between their schedules. But it's tough on a one-man band. I still have a lot to do in the reclaim process. You know, buildings here, more additions on the buildings. I still haven't finished the farm office here. Massive amounts of fence lines to do. The hillside over there, I was looking at that the other day, made a round in the bottom, and it would be so nice to be down there on the loader right now, clearing when I can see so much, don't have to worry about the yellow jackets. And I'm not gonna say that, you know, that might not be coming up here soon too. If it dries out a spell before the critters really get bad in spring, I might spend a couple of days on the loader and just see what I can get accomplished, because I've got several trees down at different places I'm gonna have to get up anyway, but babbling about that. Basically, what we're going to do this year is continue on just like we've done in the past. The difference is we're not going to be bush hogging this year. We're going to be mowing and baling hay. Mentioned earlier, not going to be round bales. It's all going to be square bales this year. I have a lot of people interested already in what I grow here. I told them it's going to be the same as it was. The grass does grow very nice here during the season. You've seen several videos. I might throw a card or two up here. One I watched the other day, a short with Oliver. It's down there where I made the first hay ever here. That grass was up past the Oliver tire. That was back when the bush hog broke down. But anyway, long story short, we're going to do what we can do. Probably a dumb move not to put any kind of fertilizer, chemicals, or inputs into it, but there's still some behind the scenes unknowns, and honestly, doing this on a budget and part-time, I just can't afford it right now. So, you know, it was very appealing last year to have money made off of some of my hard work, and I'm hoping that that follows the same suit this year. It could be a flop. I mean, you know, last year could have been a fluke, and I feel a lot better if it flops this year with what I've got in equipment to do it with than I would be if I spend thousands of dollars on fertilizer and input and everything else to do these fields. The other thing, I just can't make myself spend money on them knowing that I'm going to turn them all under and totally change up the whole process. I know it doesn't matter, it's in the ground, it's there, but we never know what we're going to get into. So with that being said, we're going to go with 2023 this season, try to get as many cuttings as we can, sell what we can, keep what we can, maybe for the winter. We'll just have to see how it works out. So that is the plan for the farming aspect of IP Farms here this year. Come fall, if everything works out, we've got a few more things to finalize on the plow. Should have no trouble getting that finished this summer. I've got one more piece of tillage equipment that's coming, and I think strategically we'll start picking certain areas, maybe not a whole field, but certain areas to till under, get the rest of the tree roots up, the stumps that's there. The longer I can let them lay and rot, the easier they're going to be to come out of the ground. Level this place up and reseed it, and that will start taking place, I think, this fall if everything goes well. I can't make any promises. I've said it before and things haven't happened, but you know, we're all in a crazy place right now with economy and the country, really. So you know, I love what I'm doing here. I'm going to continue to do it, but I've got to be smart with it as far as cost factor, I guess, for lack of better words, because it's not what puts food on my table. But I love every minute of it. Thought you guys needed to know what the plans are. So we've got the air compressor coming up. We've got the hay rake coming up. Good possibility about some loader work. I'm just sitting here looking down here now. I mean, like this week, for instance, it rained all day yesterday, but by about Wednesday of this week, it would be dry enough that I could get down with a loader and not really tear stuff up. So, I don't know. Maybe looking forward to some clearing videos. Hadn't been on that aspect in quite a while. I've just got so much to do. That's the bottom line. There is so much to do here all the time. Just like on any farm, I'm not putting myself in front of anybody else. But working a couple hours in the afternoon, and sometimes here lately over the course of basically since before Thanksgiving, it's really taken a toll because a lot of the time that I normally be spending up here has been spent other places. Again, going back, that's what pays the bills, so that comes first. And I don't want to set myself up for failure here starting out, because I still have a lot to learn. I'm a rookie at this. I can't say thank you enough for all the help and the support and advice you guys give me. A lot of you, you know, talk to me behind the scenes, behind the YouTube scenes, and I really appreciate that. Couldn't do it without you, honestly. But we'll see what happens. The camera says 5 minutes and 30 seconds on this clip, not counting all the other babbling I did, so it's probably going to be another 10 or 12 minute video of Nelson talking. But definitely stay tuned. Trying that format again to where I'm going to do a whole lot more work and a whole lot less talking, so I might just kind of come on in the beginning of a video and brief you guys on what's going to happen, and then just roll right into working, and hopefully you'll enjoy it, keep it mixed up. But got any suggestions on things you want to see or don't want to see, definitely throw it down in the comments. And if you guys are interested, check out the link in the description for the apparel, and we'll see what happens over the next couple days. So really appreciate everything, guys. Until next time, thank you.